welcome to MoviePod, the podcast about movies. I'm your host, Brian Wishart, and this is a very special back-to-school episode of MoviePod. This week, I'm joined by my very good friend Jake to discuss the 1999 teen sex comedy classic, American Pie. How are you doing, Jake?
Doing great, Brian. Happy to be here on MoviePod.
Thank you so much. So, American Pie. What's your general experience with the franchise? How did you get into the pie?
The pie, yes. Well, I think, it's not necessarily a pie that deserves a deep dive, but it's important. I would just have to assume I first saw it in high school. I don't remember when I ever first watched it. When it came out, I was certainly too young and to see it. But it was just one of those things that, a lot of my friends had either seen it or had the DVD. So I think that it just came across it one day. I actually think I saw American Pie 2 before I saw American Pie.
Yeah, the age would probably line up for seeing that when it came out rather than American Pie, because I was 8 myself when American Pie 1 came out.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of maybe that little bump in popularity from American Pie 2 that sort of spurred me to see it. I'm sure it was at a friend's place and, just goofing off, watching stupid shit like this.
Yeah. I think I saw American Pie 1 first because I remember seeing the trailer for American Pie 2 before a movie, and I think I'd already seen the first movie. I'm pretty sure my older sister had rented it for a sleepover or something, so I'd seen it already. So I probably saw it 9, 10 kind of thing. So a little young, but I saw a lot of things too young.
Yeah, and I think that, certainly it's rated for older people, but I think they knew teenagers and younger would be even coming across this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, it's funny that one of the big reasons why American Pie took off was because of Scream, actually. So in 1996, Scream came out and was a huge hit. And because of that, studios realized that, hey, teen movies are, back. We can actually really market movies towards teenagers. So with this big boom in popularity, the writer of American Pie, Adam Hers, he quickly wrote a screenplay and shopped it around. And, okay, this is a bit of a mouthful of what the screenplay was initially called. Take a big sip of water before this.
I'm ready.
The screenplay is initially titled Untitled Teenage Sex Comedy that can be made for under $10 million that most readers will probably hate, but I think you will love.
Wow, yeah, that's I appreciate that though. He didn't cut any corners saying what he was doing there.
Yeah, he shot a shot, and
yes.
It caught the attention of producers. There was a bidding war for it. Universal won. They paid $750,000 for the screenplay.
Wow, yeah, that's a pretty good payday for what we're about to unpack here.
Yeah. He says it could be made for under $10 million. It costs $11 million, which isn't that much of an increase overall, considering how much these movies can completely overinflate in price.
Yeah, I wonder where I get movies cost what they cost. I wonder what helped push it over. Maybe it was all those pies they had to make.
All the extra pies. Maybe the music. I don't know.
It was, yeah, there is definitely a lot of licensed music in this one that really is a lovely time capsule of the time.
It really is. It's so funny. The music in this movie is the kind of music I was into from ages 10 to 13.
Oh, totally. Yeah. It really, I wouldn't say there's anything that's a standout because a lot of it is kind of the same genre and sound. It actually, I'll talk about it a little later, but it does bookend the movie with the same band, which I thought was very funny.
Yeah. So the writer's in place, they stole the script, so Universal was looking for a director for the movie. So they got Paul and Chris Weitz to direct the movie. So they had never directed a movie before, but they wrote the screenplay for Ants, that Woody Allen animated movie.
Oh.
And they liked that. It's hey, do you want to direct this movie? And they had never directed anything before. It's yeah, sure, we'll take it. Chris had said in later interviews that he's not really that interested in sex comedies as a genre overall. And that's a big reason why they didn't return for the sequels, because they didn't want to be typecast as sex comedy directors.
Makes sense that you would want to reach out after this. And given how it did, I'm sure they had some options.
Oh, they had plenty of options, yeah. I forget what Paul Weitz did later on, but Chris Weitz, he ended up like directing like Twilight, New Moon, Golden Compass. So yeah,
Banger
he's had a
after
pretty good long.
banger.
He also directed that movie that came out last year that no one saw, like Afraid, where John Cho like and his wife and kid like have like a house AI.
Oh,
Like
a secret movie.
yeah, and it's like that Trios of Horror where Pierce Brosnan is the AI for the house.
Yeah, computer wore tennis shoes.
Yeah, I never saw that movie. I kind of want to. Chris Weitz is actually really good for audio commentaries. Like I listen to the American Pie audio commentary as well as I've also listened to the Twilight New Moon audio commentary he's done, and it's actually a very fascinating, sober look at how you make a movie like this, like an adaptation that has a built-in fan base under the studio system. So he's actually a really interesting person to listen to. He's popped up in the Blank Check podcast a lot. And he's a very interesting guest.
Oh, so he actually has something to say. He's not joking around when he's on the commentary too much. Then.
Yeah, like he's in earnest. He's fun. He's funny. He's earnest, but he's not like just like shitting on his own movies. He's proud of the work he's done. But like, even when things clearly get compromised, like they do when you're making a big studio movie.
Yes, yeah, there's definitely some involvement that would get squelched. Yeah.
And what sounds interesting about American Pie overall is it doesn't seem like there was much studio interference at all, either when it came to like trying to edit it down from an NC-17 rating to an R rating. But they seem to be able to like make the movie that they wanted to make, for better and for worse.
Yeah, I mean, when I rewatched it, and certainly the times before, I did watch the unrated versions, but
Yeah.
I am curious as to know what was left on the cutting room floor. Like,
I'll get
how
into
much
it.
awful stuff. Yeah, that's great because there was still stuff in here that actually made me cringe pretty hard.
Yep. So so we open up the film with our hero Jim, played by Jason Biggs, and he's jerking off to pornography on a scrambled channel he's getting on cable.
Classic teen maneuver.
Yeah.
It's you got to get it where you can get it. So,
And what I find fascinating about American Pie in general is like there's a big computer scene later on, but American Pie exists in this weird space where like the internet is a thing, but online pornography isn't really accessible. So even online sex discussion isn't possible. So like they have to go through weird lengths to like learn about sex or like see sex in any way.
and yeah, it's a pretty a pivotal part of the plot is the lack of knowledge and access to that. But everyone seems to have a computer and a webcam.
Yes. So he's trying to get like a scramble signal into his home in his bedroom. His parents are just about to go to bed. They're not fully in bed yet. So his parents barge in as he's trying to like watch some porn. His mom's just like kissing him on the forehead goodnight as like he's trying to get the signal. Jim's getting really mad at the porn too because he likes the woman talking, but he hates it when the man starts talking.
Totally relatable. I mean, if you're only seeing a third of the frame, you want to just focus on the action.
Yeah, a third of the frame, black and white. The small, like it's like maybe like a 10-inch TV. He's watching from far away.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup. As I said, it's a desperation maneuver. So I understand the frustration of this young teen.
And he's like, jerking off into a sock. At least trying to do that, which like that must hurt.
Yeah, I mean, there must have been better options, but there's a lack of knowledge in it here. So I think he just had to work with what he had.
Yeah, Jim is he's like a MacGyver of perverts.
Well, yes, yeah.
So his mom, is like, hey, like, I think, Jim, what are you watching? Like, watching some illegal channels? And he's like, oh, I'm trying to watch some nature videos, Mom. And then Jim's dad comes in, played by the great Eugene Levy.
The legend himself just dominates every scene he's in by playing such an amazing support character.
It's the performance of the movie, and the fact that he is so funny. A lot of his own dialogue he was allowed to improvise and rewrite himself, so it comes very natural for Eugene Levy. And the fact that he is as a father, like he is like very supportive of his son, but very, very over involved, and it creates some incredibly awkward but earnest scenes.
It's a very clever dynamic he has where like he feels for his son and has been in those spots himself, I'm sure, but he just still tries to do the dad thing to an uncomfortable degree, and he just nails what that feels like.
It makes every scene he's in is just dynamite. It's awesome.
Yeah, eyebrows and all, he really calls it.
Oh, the eyebrows are Eugene Levy's eyebrows, like those have never been groomed once in their life. Like maybe like one shaved down the middle so they don't join together, but like they're like bricks. They're huge.
Oh yeah, they're supporting cast members in themselves.
They should get their own credit in the movie.
I thought they would have, but I was watching.
With Eugene Levy and Eugene Levy's eyebrows.
And left and right eyebrow.
The parents are arguing a little bit, and then the mom takes off the pillow that's on his lap there to expose that Jim is indeed trying to masturbate into a sock. And everyone's a little disgusted. He's embarrassed.
Pretty hard reveal there, I gotta say. He kind of almost gives kind of like, well, there you go motion when it happens. Like, he's not immediately trying to cover up, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I would be just like, I don't know what I would do. I would probably blow my brains out on the spot.
Yeah, you're looking for the nearest sharp object and just driving it into your throat or something.
Do I remember how to tie a noose? So we cut to the title card, American Pie.
I was just saying, I almost expected it to be in Comic Sans.
Yeah. Yeah, like the font for this movie overall is almost Comic Sans, like the credits and stuff.
It has that vibe for sure. It must be a easier licensed version or something because it's close enough.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of like font licensing, I found out recently what's really funny. The anti-piracy warning is like, oh, you wouldn't steal a car. Like,
oh yes.
You wouldn't download a car. Like that whole viral thing. So like, which is one of the funniest things ever because it's just like so over the top. The font that they use for that ad, like you wouldn't steal a car font,
right.
They didn't get the licensing for that, so they stole that font.
No, come on. You wouldn't steal a font.
So even the anti-piracy, they're like, oh, stealing is awful. Like, well, they stole a font.
Well, it's okay when they do it.
I love like going back to like old DVDs and stuff. Like this one didn't have the I forget what trailers this one had before it, but I love old DVDs when they have that like have the you wouldn't steal a car like
video
trailer.
Piracy angle.
I love when that pops up in a DVD. It's like visiting a time capsule all over again.
I was almost came across a genuine American Pie VHS to rewatch for this, but the guy on Marketplace wanted too much more than I was going to spend on a VHS.
How much was he wanting for American Pie on VHS?
I believe it was actually listed for $17.
$17?
For a VHS, so I offered him $5.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
and then no action there, so I wasn't gonna haggle over a VHS.
But you'd be curious in the VHS tape if like the scene with the nudity in the movie, if that scene had been like worn out.
yeah, excessive pausing on that part there. Yeah. I'm sure it would have been a little warped.
So after the title card, we get to meet the Pervert Avengers, so our main cast of guys. So at school the next day or a day. And
we get a little bit of a third eye blind here as well to really make sure we know what era we're in.
So we get introduced to Oz, played by Chris Klein. He's not very good in this movie. He's a jock. He's dating a college student. He hasn't been laid yet. And then we also get introduced to Thomas Ian Nicholas, who plays Kevin. He's been dating Vicky, who's played by Tara Reid. They care for each other a lot, but they're a little bit awkward. She gets into school she really wants at Cornell, and she's so excited about getting to Cornell. She says, I love you, Kevin. And he gets spooked and says nothing back.
Yeah, he also kind of teases her a bit and pretends that it's a rejection letter.
Yeah, that's a dick move.
Kind of really messed up for something that's so monumental for people. I mean, they both kind of knew it was an acceptance, but to be like, yeah, sorry, you're not going. Like,
yeah. But that's the kind of like, I'm a cutesy kind of like trickster kind of prank that this kind of wiener kid would do.
And that's why I kind of take it to heart, because I know like during my high school years, there's stuff that your dumb teenage mind thinks you're like, oh, this is going to be so hilarious if I do this. Like, never thoughts to consequences or certainly to feelings.
Yeah,
which is also pretty much a running theme through the movie.
Yeah. So also Vicky's friend. Jessica is played by Natasha Lyonne, and she sounds still like pretty raspy, but it sounds like 3 million cigarettes ago.
Oh yeah, I think this was someone who is between and during classes was smoking, guaranteed.
Yeah. And she basically acts as like the wise sage of the movie. She has the most grounded, realistic view on sex compared to anyone else in the movie. That is one great line because like Vicky is nervous about having sex and Kevin really wants it, but he won't say I love you and such. And Jessica's like, it's not a space shuttle launch, it's sex.
As I said, it's that guru wisdom.
Now, the guys do not have, but
no, they're flying blind here. They don't have a clue.
Yeah. So, like, the challenge with Vicky and Kevin is Kevin wants sex, Vicky wants him to say I love you. They both want to try and maintain a long-distance relationship in college, but can they do that without having sex first? And we also get to introduce to Eddie K. Thomas as Paul Finch.
The Finch, yes.
Yeah.
I think we all knew a Finch in high school. Like, there's someone that kind of just always fills that role, it seems. They're either... it's hard even to describe. I guess they think they're pretty cool. Like, you look at Finch, you hear him talk, you're like, he's probably reading, like, I don't know, the Communist Manifesto and listening to jazz because it's, so much more elevated than anything else.
Yeah. Like, he thinks he's above the peers in his high school there. Like, he clearly does not like being in high school because, like, he doesn't like what everyone else is listening to. He has his own tastes and everything.
Certainly.
But it also feels pretty performative and not very natural.
Yeah, it's going for a forced mystique, I guess.
And also in their orbit is Oz's jock friend, Steve Stifler.
Steve Stifler, undoubtedly the most memorable character. Like, yep. I think when people think of American Pie, they think of Jim and Stifler.
Yeah, and he's played by the great Sean William Scott.
Legend in his own right, from A Goon and beyond.
He was in the final season of Righteous Gemstones as well.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, it was nice to see him in that. I was reading about Sean William Scott in this. He was working at Home Depot when he auditioned for this role, and apparently he was like slacking off on the job a lot. He hated the job, and he was wanting to quit anyway, but he needed the money. So he reads in the trades about this movie coming out, so he's like, I'm going to try and audition for the movie. So during one of his auditions for it, he had to like abandon his shift at Home Depot.
Oh my gosh!
So it was like do or die for him to like he basically he didn't get the job. He's gonna be fired from this job anyway. So like it's a good thing he got the job, but he was aware that like he was like 25 when this movie came out, and he always saw himself like I look like a middle-aged man. So like it's weird for me to play a high schooler.
It kind of he does carry himself sort of that way, but I also feel that some of the other actors, I looked it up, they were around 20 at the time, and I think Chris Klein especially looks like he's 25.
Yeah.
Like, he does not look like he's in high school.
Steve Stifler's an absolute dick, but he's so damn funny.
Oh, yeah. And it seems to be he's the asshole that everybody tolerates or is a genuine friend with. Yeah. Like, the jocks obviously get along with him, but everyone's like, well, he's got the cool party house, so we all love Stifler.
They legitimately say at the end of the movie that like they're only friends with him because of the parties.
Again, I think that's a relatable high school thing. There's always someone that's, let's say, disingenuine about their motives for friendship when there's real rewards like parties on the line.
Yeah. Yeah. Also in the periphery, they don't have much of a plot line in this movie, but there's a bunch of band geeks, including Michelle, who is played by Allison Hannigan. And they are just dorky, always have their instruments on hand, making pretty just lame, corny jokes and stuff. Like they don't get let into parties, but they're very much in the background for most of this movie.
Yeah, they are pretty absent. There is a couple little mentions and scenes with them in it. And again, as you say, it's more like, hey, here's this roving gang of dorks. Stay tuned.
Mm-hmm. The next big scene is that Stifler is hosting a big party, and Stifler is going through the party while 1 Week by Bare Naked Ladies is blasting.
It's blasting. The 90s are in full effect. We do get a good tracking shot throughout the party, but yes, it is bleeding the 90s at this point.
Sorry. Actually, one thing, pretty big scene that happens just before the party starts is that the boys are getting hot dogs at their favorite hot dog stand, discussing sex and everything, discussing what third base feels like, what third base is. And I know personally for me, I learned a lot of sex terms from American Pie, which is probably not a great way to get sex ed in life.
Oh, so you were going through the same thing they were. They had to learn it from a Bible. You learned it from American Pie.
American Pie was my sex Bible. And Jim asks Oz what third base feels like. And Oz says, like a warm apple pie.
Yeah, and we basically get the title in the first 6 minutes of the movie.
Which puts the idea into Jim's brain. And something awful happens later on down the line.
It's just horrid.
So at the party, so Stifler's being a huge ass to everyone. Guys are being a little bit awkward. One guy we're introduced to at the party is Chuck Sherman, who is some dweeby guy with gelled hair, and he loves the Terminator, so he goes by the Shermanator.
Which is it? If that's your thing, I guess that's if your last name's Sherman, I guess you kind of got to go with it.
Yeah. But, like, the guys aren't laughing at the jokes. Shermanator thinks he's really cool for doing it. And our core group of guys just clearly are not pleased by the Shermanator.
Oh, no one's buying into it at all. And it is pretty uncomfortable how long he keeps it going. I had remembered in my mind it was like 2 lines. But no, every little thing is trying to be the Terminator extraordinarily unsuccessfully.
Jim is crushing on the Czech foreign exchange student Nadia, who's played by Shannon Elizabeth. Complete fumbles when he's trying to talk to her, even make small talk. I think a lot of the core cast of guys is really good at doing Jason Biggs especially is really good at portraying awkwardness.
Yeah, and I could say through a lived experience, I've done what he did here, where you kind of try to laugh your way into a conversation and realize there's no follow-up and just, all right, I'm out of here.
See ya. Oz is not the party, he's striking out with the college girl. So he's basically using rehearsed lines he thinks are cool. Like, he tells her, "Suck me, beautiful."
This was probably the top or second to top scene that was hardest for me to watch.
Yeah.
It makes me so uncomfortable hearing people think they're cool and talking like this.
Yeah. And so he says, "Suck me, beautiful," and she laughs at it. And he tries the line, "My friends call me Nova," as in Casanova.
Amazing follow-up. Like, you really just went for a full send on that one, Oz.
Yeah. And so, like, she's like, sorry, Oz, you gotta start treating women as people and not, like, objects you can just, like, regurgitate lines to. I'm gonna drive you to your little friends at your party.
Yeah, it just immediately dumps him off of the party. She had already taken him out to make out point, and he still blew it. So...
Yeah. So at the party, Kevin and Vicky are like heavy petting in a bed. Kevin thinks this is the right moment to have sex, and there's 2 party guys outside the room who just start yelling lines like, "Man, my farts fucking stink. Dude, you gotta go take a shit. You smell like a Yeti."
Yeah, totally romantic feelings are in the air.
So it's not the right moment for them, but Vicky decides to give Kevin a little bit of fellatio, and he ejaculates into a plastic cup of beer.
This was another thing that had slipped my memory somehow, and yeah, it's one of those setups in a movie you know immediately what's going to happen.
Yep. And because I've seen this movie at least 20 times in my life, and like being to a bunch of parties myself, like, why are all the cups of this party like not the red Solo cups, but they're clear cups?
Yeah, I that was something that really stood out to me first, and also about the party. Like when I went to house parties, in high school, I wasn't allowed in the nice rooms of the house. Like
No.
I'd be shoved in the basement with, that's where the party was. But they've got the whole run of the place. There's like 300 people here.
Yeah, it's great. And like, I don't know, being someone who hosts a lot of like parties in high school and stuff, also like, sometimes my parents were home and stuff. Also, like, you don't want to be having to clean someone else's cum and shit off of like your parents' bed. Like,
well, yeah, you don't want to have to clean more than 4 rooms.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the cleaning that's the biggest problem. Like, also, you don't want people like getting everywhere in your house. Like, you want the place not to get completely destroyed. And so, but the clear cup serves a purpose, so we can have the nice visual identifier that there's something wrong with this beer because there's something white and swirly inside of it.
That swirl, and yeah, it's in there.
Yeah. So Vicky and Kevin get booted from the room because Stifler's trying to hook up with a girl. She left her beer downstairs, but Stifler's like, "Hey, do you want this? Have this beer I found on the side."
We have one right here.
Yeah. So there's some pretty funny comedy of them almost drinking the beer. Like it gets really close to their mouth, and like he says something shitty or she says something like thoughtful, and then eventually like Stifler ends up drinking the beer.
And yeah, things quickly turn south for him. He has a moment where it sits, and then not so much.
Yeah, and he vomits on the girl, and he's puking in the toilet and such, and Kevin realizes like, oh yeah, shit, like he did drink my cum.
Yeah, that would be something that I think you would just have to keep between. Like, it's again the high school mentality to make this guy who's puking his brains out feel even worse.
Yeah,
and just confirming all of his fears. Lovely.
So Kevin's line is like, "Hey Stifler, how's the pale ale?" Which is a pretty good line. The original line though was, "Hey Stifler, how's the man chowder?"
Oh yeah, okay. That I think pale ale has a bit more of a finer point to it.
I like pale ale more, and it helped him avoid the NC-17 rating.
Oh, the chowder. Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah. At the party too, Jessica talks to Vicky about sex. Vicky says she's never had an orgasm, which like sets up her kind of plot line in this movie. Vicky's the only...
Actually, if I may interject, she asks if Vicky's taking care of herself by saying, "Have you double-clicked your mouse?" And I wish people spoke like that.
I wish they do, yeah. Like,
it was good enough, I had to write it down.
Yeah. And Vicky's the only one with a real plot line in this movie. Like, for the girls, like, women are not treated very well in American Pie as a franchise.
Certainly, yes. On the whole, they are either objects or there to spout a memorable line and vanish.
Yeah. Also, this party, we get John Cho and his friend. They see a photo of Stifler's mom on the wall, and she's played by Jennifer Coolidge, and they call her a MILF.
And thus, I think 100 million Google searches happened that following week.
Yeah.
In the real world, where there is internet pornography.
Yeah. Or like, it's like, what, like 1999? So it's maybe those Ask a Jeeves inquiries.
Oh, yes, or Lycos, or...
What's the other one? Alta Vista?
Oh, wow, that was fancy. I don't think I used that one. Yeah. I definitely asked Jeeves a lot. He could find anything.
So they explain that MILF means Mom I'd Like to Fuck. And I was looking up the term history of the term MILF. So this movie definitely popularized it.
Oh, yes.
100%. Some linguistics prof in like 1992 at some university did a survey amongst students for like, you know, various sexual terms. And in 1992, some college campuses were using the term MILF around. So it was lingering in the culture, but it wasn't mainstream. This is like the first example of it being like put into like into writing, I think, in a movie format, something in the pop culture.
I can definitely say it was the first time I had heard it in any sort of like media.
Same, yeah. And so, it's like a common term to this day.
Oh yeah, it's only gotten more and more common, and now there's DILFs and GILFs to go along with it.
All kinds of ILFs.
You can ILF almost anything.
So yeah, next day, party's over. The guys are all hungover and miserable, and then Shermander comes downstairs with a girl and tells them he had sex. Everyone is pissed off that he got laid before them.
Yeah, there is an amazing bit of delivery, I think, by Kevin, and he's like, if Sherman has sex before I do, but it is just the flattest, most boring way they could have had him say it.
Yep.
And it made me grin because it's like, you'd think there'd be some emotion there.
Yeah,
nope.
Yeah, the acting is not the best in this movie, I would say.
But yeah, they are rightfully pissed if someone who refers to himself in the third person as a character is able to seal the deal as a team. So it is a real punch to the gut for our friends there.
Mm-hmm. So the guys decide to make a pledge to all get laid before they graduate high school, and to, you know, motivate each other, keep each other on track. And this is kind of what kicks the movie into full gear, is that there's this pledge to lose their virginity before high school graduation.
Yeah, 3 weeks away. Pretty ambitious timeline.
Yeah, like, it's very quick and stuff. I never knew anyone who did a virginity pledge. I never tried to pry people's sex lives or even, like, bring up my own a lot. It seems like something that if I heard like someone was doing a virginity pledge, I'd be like, okay, I would like someone to monitor them, make sure they're up to nothing nefarious.
Yeah, and I do like that they at least set out those guidelines in the film that you can't pay for sex and it can't be anything like really bad.
Yeah.
So,
which is
at least they get foresight for, you know, dumb kids watching the movie to be like, by the way, don't do this if you don't take the right message from this film. I can say I never had anyone that I knew try to form this pledge or pact.
Yeah.
With, you know, and I don't think it exists in the real world. It probably does, but
it's probably inspired someone, and they probably failed.
Oh, almost certainly.
Yeah.
And as I said, they've only got 3 weeks. That's ambitious.
Yeah. So Yeah, the 3 week timeline is pretty damn fast. If graduation's coming up soon, prom's coming up soon, like you got exams to worry about, you got college applications to like they're coming in, make choices and stuff. There's a lot on your plate already.
Yeah, it's a busy time of year, and I think they only have one party planned.
Yeah,
and that's usually where your chance is.
So the guys have different strategies to go get laid. So Finch tries to make himself a really interesting enigma. So he gets the guys to agree to whatever rumor they hear about Finch that's circulating around the school. Kevin tries to patch things up with Vicky because like they made a really crude joke about a blowjob at the parties because they're kind of rocky right now.
Yeah, people love complaining about blowjobs for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh no, Tara Reid wants to give me blowjobs. In 1999, Tara Reid. This is awful.
It's a hard existence for him. Yeah, we really feel for Kevin.
Yeah. I don't feel for Kevin ever at all. He's annoying.
Yes, he is.
So Jim goes to the archaic 1999 internet to try e-dating out.
Yes, and we've got some flagpole set up, a Harvey Danger playing, and he is cracking into the online world. Yep. I would have loved to see that get a lot more dark and creepy. But I guess that's before it was dark and creepy, and now it's normal again. Yeah,
but because you can imagine a lot of jokes about the profiles he creates as well as the profiles of people he's interacting with. Mm-hmm. It feels like there's some deleted parts to it because that seems like something you can really milk some comedy out of.
Yeah, really all they show is like, oh, no responses or no matches, and it's like, they could have did something there.
Yeah. And what I find funny about the internet in this movie is that this movie came out the same year as The Matrix.
Oh.
So looking at how like 1999 technology looked like this is what the average home computer would have looked like. But the Matrix, the way that they present the internet is like such a expansive concept of like what the internet could be, what connection could be. I love this like weird era of technology where it's like where internet's become widespread in the home, but it's before high speed internet.
Yes, definitely. My internet was not like this in 1999. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I think I had dial-up for sure back then. I think I got high-speed internet like early 2000s.
Oh, but, I was definitely on dial-up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was dial-up when 1999 for me. Oz, because he's a bit of a, as a jock, he is kind of sexist at points. So his way to get laid is to try to become a more sensitive person. So he joins the choir. And he
sneaks in and asks dumb questions.
Yeah. And he's sweet on this girl named Heather, who's played by Mina Suvari. I knew people in high school that joined choir to find girls to date.
Oh, no.
Like, not for the goal for, like, get laid and stuff, but I was like, oh, this is, like, a lot of girls are in choir, so, like, I should, join choir as well.
Gotta go where the girls are. Yeah, it's an untapped resource, according to Oz.
Yep. Oh, God. So like the guys like walk in and Oz like singing choir and like Stifler rarely joins the gang there, but when he does it's great. And like he rips into Oz like, Oz, I think you need to get your balls reattached.
Pretty good haze from Stifler here, yes.
And Oz responds like, like you got to ask women questions and see what they have to say and shit. And Stifler responds like, I don't know, man. That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, and just Stifler just becoming everyone's favorite character at this point.
Next up is probably the funniest scene in the movie to me. So Jim's back at home and everything in his room, and after the incident with the sock and the the illegal channels he was watching, Jim's dad comes in the room with like a paper bag full of pornography, like pornographic magazines.
Yes.
And, so a lot of the scene is improvised by Eugene Levy.
That is awesome.
He's such a nurturing father, Jim's dad. So he's like, hey, here's some real porno magazines so you can have something to jerk off to that's not something that will shock your mom. So they're sitting on the bed and it's just Jason Biggs and Eugene Levy flipping through porno magazines that are real.
Like these are real centerfold to centerfold, and yeah.
It's like Eugene Levy's, because the improvised dialogue here is so damn funny. Like he's trying to explain the difference between the different types of magazines. Like, oh, like Hustler provides this kind of women, and like there's one called Shaved Magazine, and if you look down here, it looks like an exotic flower, and she's kind of, and like this one here is like, oh, she's like on a horse, like. She's looking you right in the eye and saying, hey there, big boy, how are you doing?
and it's things like that just make Eugene Levy really just, like, you have to celebrate these scenes because he makes them so funny. Jim rightfully gets uncomfortable and sort of tries to dismiss him, and you hear Jim's dad say, "Oh, I forgot you've already been there and back." Like, clearly getting a little dig at him.
And there's points in the scene where you see Jason Biggs stifle his own laughter because he thought what Eugene Levy was saying was so damn funny.
I don't know how anybody on that set would have kept it together.
Yeah. Yeah, so then Jim's dad tries to like, okay, well, son, I'll put the magazines in your side drawer. And he finds a condom that Jim was just had loose hanging around.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, safer than a tube sock. I would not be touching my pervert son's like loose condoms.
Oh no, I think even after like opening that drawer, I'm like, okay, I'm not touching anything in this room again.
I'm taking a flamethrower to this room. Like...
Yeah, it's a hazmat area now.
And Jim's dad is in all these movies except for the so there's 4. In case people at home you're not aware of the American Pie franchise, there's 4 theatrical American Pie movies. There's American Pie 2, American Wedding, American Reunion, and then there's also 5 straight-to-video spin-offs. We got Band Camp, Naked Mile, Beta House, Book of Love, and Girls Rules. Eugene Levy's in all these movies except for Girls Rules.
He really made his way around the American Pie extended universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they kind of overuse him in those straight-to-video ones, but in the theatrical ones, he's good in pretty much all of them.
I agree, for sure. They really are the only thing in some of those straight-to-video ones that make you crack a smile and laugh when he shows up. But...
Yeah, because he's like the only real actor in those. Like, they're bad. They're really bad. Kevin decides to call his older brother up for tips on how to provide an orgasm. And Casey Affleck is the older brother.
Yeah, that was a total, like, head spin for me. I was like, oh, right.
Yeah.
For no reason, it's Casey Affleck.
Yeah, and, like, I don't know, taking sex advice from Casey Affleck, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's going to raise some eyebrows.
Yeah. So Casey Affleck reveals there's some secret sex manual in the school library, like, hidden under the shelves, with all kinds of tips and tricks that are added by people over the years.
I like to think that every high school has one of these hidden sex manuals, at least in the 90s. There must have been there. So we do get a shot of him retrieving it. It's hidden under the fluid dynamics section of your local library.
I never realized that joke. That's really funny.
Yeah, I liked that a lot.
And they treat this book like some sort of magical grimoire. Like,
oh, yes.
It's like full of spells.
Yeah, like the way it's shot and presented, like you think you're gonna get like a face melter of a whole Raiders of the Lost Ark moment or something, or see some spirits come out of it. Yeah. But instead, it's just about sex, how to give all sorts of oral sex and others.
Yeah, and so like the prop department actually, every page is something in the book, and to like get the rating down to an R rating, they actually had to like cut a lot of those pages, us seeing those pages from the book.
They're depriving us of our education.
Yeah, we could have learned so much from this movie. So much more.
There is one moment, actually, where they show one of the pages, and it's doggy style, but they spell it with I-E, which I was like, what? I guess it's dumb kids writing the book, so...
And also, I guess, is before like the internet kind of like came with the universal standard for all these terminologies.
Certainly.
Yeah. So then Kevin uses magical book to use like the tongue tornado on Vicky. She has an orgasm finally. And
with her dad just outside the door.
Yeah. Why is everyone doing all these sex acts when their parents are like 5 feet away? They're never sneaking out. They're never like waiting till like their parents are asleep or anything. They are asking to get caught.
And it's like she was going to get called down for dinner. So this is like 5 p.m. Like, what are they thinking here?
Yeah. There's the great line is that her dad's just about to knock on the door. It's like, hey, Vicky, dinner's ready. And she's like, oh, I'm coming.
It is good. It is classy.
We can kind of like speed through a lot of Oz's plot. So like Osler's become a bit more human while talking to Heather. She attends some of his lacrosse matches. She asks him to prom. He says yes. Stifler does this alpha bro behavior, which makes her feel really awkward. Like he's like pretending like, oh, little choir girl, and like doing like
ride the pony motion thing.
Yeah. So she rescinds the invites to the prom. Then Oz asks to pair it up with her and choir at his request. And that's like 4 scenes, but I just condensed it down to like 3 lines because like it's nice, it's fine, it's like sweet. They have okay chemistry as actors. He's the one that's not doing sex crimes, so that's kind of a nice thing.
That is nice that there's not really like there's just emotional manipulation because his original reason for getting into choir is purely for sex, but he's trying.
it's kind of like the she's all about like, oh, it started off as a bet, but it changed just for you. Like,
Yes, that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah. And then Jim's mom makes an awful mistake here. She decides to feed her family, so she bakes an apple pie.
Apple pie, his favorite.
Do 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 do. The porn music starts playing.
We get to see either the most 90s kitchen or the most 80s kitchen, as well as this is things are going on. So yes, the porn groove starts. Jim thinks back to that fateful conversation.
He sticks 2 fingers into the pie and he likes what he feels.
He really gets genuine pleasure out of that. And naturally, after you've gone to Fingertown...
Jason Biggs plays this really well, where he's like, gave him this goofy look. It's like, should I? No. Should I? Could feel good. It was like all facial reactions.
Yeah, you know what the internal monologue is.
Yeah. And so then it cuts to Jim's dad coming home, getting out of the car, and he enters the house and catches Jim with his pants down, having sex with the pie on the kitchen island.
Yes, right in the middle of the kitchen, face down, pie in...
Yeah, his pants are down enough that you just see his butt cheeks.
Yeah, that... I mean, I don't know if that's how I would have gone about it if I were to ever fall to that level.
Have you ever fucked a pie before?
I'm not a pie fucker.
I've never fucked a pie either.
Yeah, I think this just goes to show the dangers of, if you ever try to cross that threshold, you're going to get caught. Someone's going to see it.
Yeah.
And you'll...
There's like a lot of reasons not to do it, but like I feel like it's going to become a crumbled mess first off right away. If it's too hot, you can burn yourself.
That was my big thing. I swear, like, because he's touching it, and it's like, is it supposed to be warm when he's doing this? Like, it just seems dangerous.
Yeah,
for
also,
many
like,
reasons.
You can probably get a UTI. Like, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with fucking a pie.
Yeah, it's just top to bottom a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah, so because this is the MoviePod Back to School episode, we're recording this early because I'm going to be at TIFF at the time this is released. So for a Back to School episode, this is going to be very educational. So take our advice. Don't have sex with a pie at home.
Do not try that at home. Absolutely not.
I don't know, maybe use a condom at least just to prevent your urethra from getting into pain. But I just wouldn't recommend it.
You would want a barrier device. Or maybe start with a donut if you're looking to get into pastry fornication.
Yeah, I've never fucked food before.
Yeah, I'm not a food fucker. And you know what? I'm just going to blanket it out there. I do not suggest anyone become a food fucker.
Yeah, same. Like, I think that, I don't know, use your hand or find a partner.
Exactly.
God gave you 2 hands for a reason.
You'll figure it out. Try double-clicking your mouse.
Yeah. Yeah. Go to the World Wide Web and see what they have to say about that.
Yeah, there's that weird resource that, it just has everything on it. Maybe you'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I believe in you kids listening.
Yeah. This is the one episode of MoviePod. I mark every episode as explicit because I swear like a sailor. This is the one episode, though, you could probably listen with your kids in the car.
Clearly, yeah. Well, it's back to school. It's an
back to school, yeah.
Like, important message.
I learned a lot about sex from American Pie, and so should everyone.
Exactly. They've probably seen it anyway.
Yeah, they probably walked in their parents having sex with a pie or 2 in their life. So, this pie crumbs everywhere, and Jim has this great line, "It's not what it looks like."
Yeah, I mean, you had to say something.
It's exactly what it looks like.
There's only one thing it could be.
So one thing that got this, they had to change with the NC-17 rating is that he initially had 4 thrusts into the pie, and they had to change it down to 2.
Oh, it was a thrust count that was a problem. Understood.
Yep. It's like the Key and Peele sketch.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we don't know what's going on below the frame, so.
Yeah. So then Eugene Levy says to Jim, "Well, like, we can tell your mom we ate it all," and Jim's humiliated.
Understandably so.
And like later on in the movie, like Eugene Levy and him have a nice scene where it's like, Jim, it's okay to masturbate, but it's like banging a tennis ball against a brick wall. It's fun, but it's not a game. And Jim is like, well, like, I'm actually interested in doing with someone else later in life. And Jim's dad is so relieved that he's like interested in having a partner and just not a life of masturbation.
Just not devoting his life to stroking himself. Yeah, he thought that was a real potential.
Um, so the next big sequence of the movie is the sex crime.
Oh yeah.
So every American Pie movie has a big scene with sex crime in it, where like it's the one scene with nudity in each movie. So Nadia's coming over to Jim's place to study after school, but she needs to change when she arrives.
As you do.
As like Jim's telling everyone about this in the library, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have this half-naked Eastern European chick in my room." And Stifler's stoked by the idea, like, "Oh my god, that's so awesome!" And Jim's like, "Hey, what am I gonna do? Broadcast over the internet?" And the guy's like, "Hey, that sounds great.
That's a brilliant idea.
Send us a private link. This definitely is not recording child pornography."
Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong going on in this like ensuing few minutes here of screen time here.
I think it's Kevin has the line, "If you don't have the guts to photograph a naked chick in your house, how will you have the balls to sleep with one?" That's a pretty big difference. There's a consent issue there.
Yeah, it's definitely a different type of violation to record someone without their knowledge, let alone if they're naked.
Yeah. So Jim sets up a webcam at home, and Nadia shows up. And the webcam video is being presented. It's like 12 pixels. It's the grainiest thing ever.
I gotta say, though, my computer in 99, this might as well have been a still image. There's no way it would have looked like a video on my internet.
So, Mutt by Blink-182 is playing over this whole scene. Jim has gone into the room. Nadia's changing. Jim just runs over to Kevin's house where Finch and him are watching. So they watch her strip nude on the webcam in this live stream. And Stifler and his shitty brother are also watching. And then it turns out so is the Shermanator. And so is Blink-182.
Yeah, the whole band, a group of girls is also in on it. Yeah. And we find out that he sent the list to everyone somehow. And the link, I should say.
And Blink-182, like they're playing them, like they're playing what was created as Garage Band, and and also they're with a monkey as well.
Well, yeah, there was a monkey in Blink-182, right?
This monkey is Crystal the monkey, who is a famous monkey who's still alive, 31 years old. So Crystal got her career starting off in 1997's George of the Jungle. This monkey is also in the Night at the Museum movies, Dr. Dolittle, The Hangover.
Oh man, this monkey's made bank.
This monkey also plays the monkey Annie's boobs in Community. It's the monkey in the TV show Bad Monkey.
So any funny monkey has been this monkey, is what you're saying?
Yeah, a lot of monkeys to this day. This monkey looks a lot like the monkey from Friends, but that monkey was a different monkey.
So there's at least two well-paid monkey actors in this era of time.
Oh, Crystal's also the monkey in The Fabelmans, Steven Spielberg's autobiographical movie, and gives a really good performance in that movie.
Well, I thank Crystal for her contributions to the Pie universe and cinema.
Also, funny thing about Blink-182 in this. So this is when the album Enema of the State came out, and Travis Barker replaced Scott Raynor as the drummer of the band. In the credits, Travis Barker is miscredited to Scott Raynor.
That is incredible.
And then
that's awesome.
And then for the song at the end there, when they show like the music in the movie, so like Mutt by Blink-182, and like the writers and performers, they spelled Travis Barker's name wrong.
So he missed a credit and had his name wrong on the other one. Yeah. That is fantastic.
Maybe that's why he doesn't come back for the sequels. Nadia's naked and then finds Jim's porno magazines and begins touching herself in his bed. So Jim says, like, hey, this is my chance to sleep with Nadia now. So he runs back home. Jim returns, and Nadia's turned on by his presence for some reason.
Yeah, sure.
So Jim puts on some music and starts doing a striptease for her with everyone watching. Jim thinks it's just his friends watching this, but everyone is watching this.
Yes, to his credit, he did try to cover the camera, and then, of course, it got uncovered, so he starts busting out the white boy moves.
Yeah. And a great recurring bit as this franchise goes on is that you find out even more people have seen this video. And I think even by the time American Reunion rolls around, this is like a viral video on the internet for like the next generation of kids.
See, that's when the internet, that's what it was used for. Embarrassing videos, nothing pornography related though.
Yeah. So Jim's doing a striptease for her with this really like weird techno music playing. Everyone in the video is like laughing at him and judging him. People want to see a naked girl on the stream getting violated. They don't want to see Jim just like sweatily stripteasing very awkwardly.
Yeah, and on that note, there's a lot of people that look really sweaty throughout this whole movie.
I know,
everyone's got a sheen on them even
it's wet. It's a wet
no matter
movie.
what scene it is.
Yeah. Jason Biggs especially, he looks so sweaty, and I think it adds to his character. But like it is, yeah, that guy needed like wipe down with a towel after every scene.
Yeah. There needed to be a towel guy on board at all times for this. But yeah, so he does his strip dance, and then she's ready for him.
And then she touches his hand, drags his hand towards her crotch there, and he jizzes in his pants.
And that definitely would be tough to live down.
Yeah. And then like he's like, no, I can come back. So he starts dancing more again, and and then he managed to jizz himself yet again.
Yes, yeah. There's a little moment where he puts his hand in his pants, and I think it's Stifler, maybe Kevin's like, dude, wait till she leaves.
Yeah.
But he's trying to prime himself again. He gets close, he touches her, and he pops.
Mm-hmm. Stifler says he blew it.
He blew it indeed.
So at school, everyone laughs at Jim because they've seen the video. Nadia's sponsors see the video too, and send her on a plane back home to Czech Republic. So like Jim gets her deported.
Yeah, so not only did he have a sex crime, he also potentially ruined her education and
life.
And her life, yes.
This video's on the internet forever, as the series suggests. Ah, Jim, you monster. Well, Jim's like still very pissed and upset, of course. So in class, he's talking to Michelle, the band geek, Allison Hannigan, and she's just telling really boring, like, you had to been there stories about band camp. Like, oh yeah, this one time at band camp, like this boring thing happened. This one time at band camp, it was so funny, but you had to have been there.
Funny.
And funny thing about Allison Hannigan, I was reading with when she was casted, like during one of her callbacks, she really had to go pee, and I was like, well, no, Allison, we need you in here right now. So like part of the nervous energy she had for when she was being cast as the character was the fact that she really had to take a leak.
Brilliant. You got to use what you know.
Yeah. And she's fun. She doesn't have a lot to do in this movie, but as the movies progress, she has a really fun role.
Oh yeah, she definitely becomes more of a character than anyone else in the series.
Because Jim's very upset, and she doesn't seem to know why he's upset. He asked her to prom, and so Jim finally has a prom date for himself. So, like, good for Jim, but Jim does not deserve a prom date after that whole thing with it.
He doesn't deserve a prom date, but he sort of recognizes her as he thinks, even a bigger loser than himself, so he's like, at least I'll have a date, and he asks her.
Yeah, that's another thing, too, is that he does see it as, like, him, like, slumming it.
Yeah, it's... which we'll find out is not really the case at all.
No. So, Finch at one point leaves class because he refuses to take a shit at school. And Stifler gets bothered when a girl rejects his proposal because he's waiting for Finch to ask her because all these rumors going around. And it turns out Jessica's the one who's been paid by Finch to start spreading his rumors to boost his profile, to turn him like a ladies' man. But one of these rumors is that Finch kicked Stifler's ass. So Stifler is pissed.
Yeah, I think he probably should have been a bit more mindful of what was getting spread around about him.
Mm-hmm. So Stifler puts laxatives in Finch's mochaccino.
A great move. Again, a classic prank, mild poisoning.
Do you remember in high school when there was rumors that someone like put like laxatives in the slushy machine?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And they had to I'm not sure if anyone actually did put laxatives in there, but because of the rumor, they had to like completely close down the cafeteria for a bit, like drain the slushy machine and make sure, don't worry, we flush all the laxatives out.
There will be no laxative slushies.
Damn it, that's what I wanted from the cafeteria, though.
Might do that to you anyway, but...
Yeah. Those slushies weren't even very good. Since Finch is afraid to take a shit at school, this is a worst-case scenario for him. So, like, he runs to the washroom, and he's in a very dirty women's washroom. And as he's, like, in the stall, like, trying to, relieve himself, two girls walk in, and they're, like, talking, like, oh, like, Paul Finn, he's the dream kind of thing. And he takes the loudest shit possible. Like, it's so loud.
It's incredibly, like, if I could say graphic, just for the noise, I would say that. But yes, it is splishy and trumpety, and it is not a good time.
Trumpety.
there is no coming back from this for him.
Yeah.
He's in a no-win situation.
And he leaves the washroom, thinks he's all good, but then he realizes the whole school is waiting outside the washroom and they're all laughing at him. And mostly women. Mostly the girls are laughing at him.
Almost every girl in his grade seemingly had heard he was taking a shit and wants to laugh at him for it.
Mm-hmm.
For being in the girls' washroom while doing it, I guess.
So, like, we're approaching this point, like, the final act of the movie. Oz's dilemma is that he has a lacrosse championship happening at the same time as his duet with Heather at, like, some, like, choir finals. And he abandons his lacrosse bros during the game to, like, you know, be with her. And, like, I don't know, you let your team hanging. Like,
yeah, like, his coach was given this nice, like, you know, empowering speech, and then he's like, yeah, you guys are fine, I'm out of here.
Like, could you imagine this past Super Bowl, like, you know, maybe not this past Super Bowl because it was a blow-up, but let's say, I don't know, a couple Super Bowls ago where, like, Jalen Hurts, like, leaves the Super Bowl during the third quarter, like, no, I gotta support my girl during her choir game. Like, you're letting a whole team down, bro. Like,
yeah, like, a key of your offense is just like, well, hey, I might, you know, maybe I'm in love, I don't know.
Yeah. That would be such a funny, like out designation in the NFL. Like, you know, it's out, love purposes.
Love. Indeterminate return.
Yeah. Like, oh god, they would be roasted by that. That'd be so funny. Like,
I want to see it.
Yeah, I hope it happens. I really do. I love weird out designations. Like Sam Darnold getting mono is the funniest thing ever.
See, they could have just given him that, said that was love related. It would have saved him some shame. That
would have relieved some shame and kind of like maybe got some sympathy. Oz and Heather, they make up. She's all happy and everything. So their plot line is mostly resolved until the big party. Vicky tells Kevin during class that she's ready to have sex. Kevin is great, like, now?
Oh, yeah.
But she means at prom.
Naturally.
So we're at prom now, and it looks pretty boring, their prom. I think they even comment how boring it looks. They have some sort of like a Arabian Nights themed band playing. Like,
I did make a note on that. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. All I wrote down was 1001 Arabian Whites.
That's the way to describe it.
Because it is just a total set dressing, and nothing else says Arabian about it other than the outfit that they put these clowns in.
Yeah. And everyone in this movie is white. Like,
oh yes, it's a white town, and I think that's sort of why they try to be like, hey, this is sort of northern Michigan or area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's supposed to be in Grand Rapids initially, but they changed the name to Great Falls, and Great Falls was like the working title for this movie until they settled on American Pie.
American Pie, definitely the better title than
Way
Great
better
Falls.
Title. Yeah, test audiences hated it clearly for a reason. Oh, there is one black person in this movie. Part one of the band geeks is Christina Milian.
Oh,
really? The singer? Yeah, like from what was her big song? Dip It Low. Yeah,
that sounds right.
You know what she's also in? She also plays LaGuerta in Young Dexter, that prequel series.
Oh, the baby Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter Origins. I'm watching that right now. It is so trashy, but I'm having a blast with it. It's not good.
Should be good. Any prequel series is usually almost always terrible. But
yeah, it has Christian Slater in it as the dad.
Yes.
Like, everyone in that show is doing a bad, like, impression of some of the original Dexter series, except for Christian Slater is just doing his own Christian Slater thing.
Himself, as he always is. Excellent.
It's great. It's a fun show. I'm having a blast with it. It's not good, but... So, yeah, like, Christina Milian's, like, the one black person at school. I don't think she has a single line in this movie.
No.
I think they
doesn't have a character name.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
and so, like, the guys get really pissed at Kevin for, like, pushing the virginity pledge amongst them, because, like, everyone's kind of burnt out at this point. They chew him out because, like, they hate the pressure to have sex, which is, like, you know, yeah, they're right. Like, you know, they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves, like, to have sex, like, way more than they should. Like, it's really kind of hurting them emotionally, and, like, clearly they're humiliating themselves constantly.
Yeah, they're doing stuff that they normally wouldn't do. Like, Oz has gone into music, and so everyone kind of hates themselves at this point. Except for Kevin, who already knows he's supposed to have sex because his girlfriend told him.
Yeah, he's the one that has this big pledge. Like, he doesn't have anything. Like, he knows his path. Like, he has to treat Vicky like a human being. Like,
yeah. Or at least, you know, admit his feelings for her if he has them.
Yeah. So, So Vicky's talking to the girl that the Shermanator is claimed to have sex with, and that girl reveals that during that party, the Shermanator they just had a very nice, long, deep talk, but they didn't have sex. So she gets pissed that the Shermanator lied about them fornicating. So she goes to the microphone at prom there, interrupts the 1001 Arabian Nights, and takes the microphone and is like, the Shermanator's a virgin, we never had sex and anything. The only he's had sex with was a grapefruit.
Yeah, outs him on the grapefruit technique. Yeah.
And, okay, grapefruit's insane, because that's citrus. Like, that would sting. That's acidic.
Yeah, I guess I'd lean towards pie.
Yeah, I would rather... I'd rather fuck a pie than a grapefruit.
Sounds like a good turn of phrase. I'd rather fuck a pie than ...
And then Shermanator pisses his pants, which is pretty funny. He deserves it.
And that's sort of what I was also wondering. Like, I don't know if Jim or Shermanator has the lowest point. Pissing yourself in front of your entire class is bad. At least when he, ejaculated on camera, he had a girl in the room with him. So
true, yeah.
A little saving grace, but yeah, one of those two definitely had the lowest point in Humanly Possible.
Mm-hmm. I think Jim might be worse because that's on the internet forever.
That's true. It was definitely more widespread,
and it follows him for the rest of his life.
Yes, as we find out. Yeah.
So they reconcile with Kevin pretty quickly. So like, hey, let's have fun at the after party together. So they all go to Stifler's after party. Here's where we get the great line. It's like, hey, we gotta go to this after party because, like, why else were we friends with Stifler for all these years?
Yeah, and understandably so. This cottage is a mansion.
Yeah, holy shit.
Right on the lake.
Yeah. So at this party, Oz tells Heather he's a virgin, and he tells her about the whole pact and everything, and she's like, why the fuck are you telling me this? Like, it's like, no, like, well, like, at first I didn't see you as a human. It's like, why the fuck are you telling me this? But eventually she likes his honesty, so, like, they open up. He tells, like, oh, I really like you, Heather, and then they kiss, and they end up having sex on the dock.
Yeah, after that shocking revelation, she's quick to move on and appreciates his honesty and sees his value.
So Vicky and Kevin, they decide, like, to find sex, so they're in a room in the house there. Kevin finally says, I love you. Like, come on, bro, just lie at some point.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I wasn't buying it. I'm like, it slipped out some part in their relationship. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So, like, when they have sex, Vicky and Kevin have sex, it's incredibly awkward. They don't know positions and stuff. It's very clumsy. Feels like a real first time. And they have, like, no sexual chemistry at all. And we keep cutting back to Oz and Heather having sex on the dock, and they have actual chemistry. It's all natural to them. So I think it's a pretty nice contrast between the two different couples.
It was pretty clever to do that. It's like, oh yeah, they've been together for so long, but they don't actually connect that way, whereas Oz and Heather seemingly have like a emotional connection with each other and blend well. Yeah, it was good to do that.
And Jim and Michelle, they're in the party sharing stories. Jim's telling stories about, like, the party and, like, Kevin jizzing in the cup and stuff. And then Michelle starts sharing her stories, and they're pretty boring. Like, he's bored with how dull they are, how, like, you had to have been there. And then Michelle drops the line, this one time at band camp, I stuck a flute in my pussy.
And it is a neck snap moment for Jim. It's a second where it takes to process. He does a spit take.
Yeah.
It's the line from the movie that everyone remembers, probably more than the MILF line.
Yeah. And, like, Jim spits out his beer, and she's like, are you going to screw or what?
Yeah, just finally like, what are we doing here?
They go up to a
change.
They go up to a bedroom, and Michelle's like, all right, well, you got to wear 2 rubbers to desensitize yourself because she saw the webcam incident. Shocking, Jim.
Yeah, a pretty good way to reveal that. And, like, this is a girl, she knows what she wants and how it's going to go. And
also, MoviePod listeners, do not double bag it. Wear 1 condom at a time. Don't wear 2. There's a higher chance of it breaking if you use 2 at once. Yes,
that's a good PSA. Yeah. There's condoms out there that can desensitize you without the need to double bag. So
exactly.
Be responsible, folks.
Yeah.
Especially you kids going back to school. College, I mean.
Yeah. So also during the sex scene, this line is improvised by Alison Hannigan because the sex is very aggressive. Like, they're kicking things over. She's, like, very, very, like, into it. And she yells the line, say my name, bitch.
Say my name, bitch. And there's, as he said, there's, like, a lamp that gets destroyed, and it is very aggressive.
And so then the final guy from the gang who gets laid is Finch. So Finch wanders into a rec room and runs into Stifler's mom.
And you can immediately get that sense of stuff hanging in the air. She is sort of a lounging, elegant lady, let's say, enjoying her scotch, I believe.
Yeah. So sexy jazz music starts playing, and it's Jennifer Coolidge, and she looks like a smoke show here.
She is, just like at her most gorgeous for sure, and they have her dressed up in something totally ridiculous as well for just hiding in a rec room. But it's what kind of lady she is for sure.
I saw her at a TIFF last year at the red carpet for the movie Riff Raff, which isn't very good. But like just seeing her in person, like, oh my god, it's Stifler's mom. Like I had that reaction. Like I got to see Stifler's mom. Like
it is definitely what I think most people associate with her, even though like she is a great actress and has had, won awards for her performances, but she will be forever Stifler's mom.
Yeah, it's this or White Lotus now, but I think Stifler's mom is just such an iconic character name too.
Yes,
like,
yes.
She's like, hey, like, don't you want to have like the beer's upstairs in the keg? Go get that. He's like, no, I want something more sophisticated. I want some liquor with a real man drink. Yeah. And she says she's got some single malt scotch, aged 18, just the way she likes it.
And you just know it's on at that point.
So in the audio commentary, they're saying that the actor was 17 years old, and the directors played a prank on him where he's like, okay, after this scene is your sex scene with Jennifer Coolidge. And of course, because like you need like your parents to be on set and stuff if you're doing a sex scene with someone underage. No sex scene was actually planned, but the nervousness of Eddie K. Thomas feels so real. Like he feels like an actor confidently reading his lines, but there's something really just off about him.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Yeah. So
that's how you get a genuine performance.
Yeah, so then Finch bangs Stifler's mom on the pool table.
As you do, it's right out of a Hustler, penthouse letter, whatever you want to call it.
I couldn't believe it happened to me.
I went to a party and slept with my friend's mom right on the table. Oh, I guess I'm not a friend. But...
I slept with my bully's mom.
Yeah, exactly. It's fan fiction at its heart.
Yeah. So it's the next morning. Everyone's waking up and everything. Vicky and Kevin have a pretty mature conversation, realizing like they're going to different colleges. They accept their incompatibility, and they just want to keep it as friends. And they always keep try for the perfect time to say I love you, the perfect time to have sex, and perfection keeps getting in the way. So they decide to kind of go their own separate paths in lives, and just they realize it's not going to work, which is pretty mature for a dumb teen sex comedy, I think.
Yeah, I think it was actually a pretty tidy and good end for that whole arc. Like, as you said, it's a very... A lot of relationships don't end that cleanly and like with that much understanding. So it was really good that they said, hey, sometimes relationships just don't work.
Which is something good for the audience back home to realize that sometimes things just do not work out and it's no one's fault.
Yeah, sometimes people commit sex crimes and sometimes relationships just don't work.
Exactly. Yeah. Do not commit the sex crimes. Jim wakes up and he's realized he's been abandoned by Michelle in the night. He realizes that he's been used for sex by her. And he's stoked.
He is pumped about it. Yeah. She used me.
Cool. Stifler walks in on Finch and Stifler's mom and passes out.
Yeah, immediately he recognizes him as Shitbrick, which he's been calling him the whole time, and his whole world must have just imploded.
You hear some pool balls banging back and forth, too.
Yes, yeah, nice touch. And Finch is still, Stifler's mom.
Yeah. And so, so every party's done, and sometime later, the gang's eating hot dogs back at their old hangout, and Semi-Charmed Kind of Life is playing.
Yeah, we get a nice Third Eye Blind song again in the movie. This one about meth, and everyone's happy, and just talking about the life ahead, and now that things are going to be different, that they're going into college.
Yeah. So Oz doesn't tell the guys he had sex. He keeps it between him and Heather, which is, a lot different than being the boisterous person he was before. So they cheers next step. They realize everything's going to change after high school, which it does not because they make 3 more of these.
Very true.
And then, so they're all pleased with themselves. And then the film ends with a scene of Nadia and Jim webcamming with one another. So Jim's doing a striptease in the room with a lot more confidence. 1 Week by Bare Naked Lady starts playing again.
We get 1 week again. It's 99, baby.
Yeah.
It's number one.
Yeah. So Nadia's into the striptease, like she's smiling and everything, really likes it. Seems to go over the fact that she got deported, which like I would not be that pleased.
Yeah, I guess there's decent internet back in her, Czechoslovakia, so it all worked out for her somehow.
Yeah. So Jim's dad walks in the room, doesn't see too much, but he likes the song that's playing, likes the dancing. So Jim's dad in the hallway just does a dance outside the room, and that's it. We hit the credits.
That takes us to the credits of American Pie. And yeah.
The first slice of many.
I would not have, if I had seen this in '99, I don't think I would have predicted it getting. How many did you say? 9, 10 movies total.
So 3. So it's 4 in the theatrical series and 5. So 9 movies total.
9. Yeah. I wouldn't have seen it as a full-fledged franchise, but.
So in 1999, American Pie made $235 million off an $11 million budget.
Not bad for an $11 million budget, I would say, and that's in $99. So,
it became the 12th highest grossing movie of 1999,
which is like it's great to see comedies succeed like that, even if it is this one.
And I was looking up how much American Pie franchise has made overall. And it's like $980 million. This is almost $1 billion franchise.
The $1 billion pie franchise. Yeah. I never would have thought.
So this movie kind of revived the sex comedy genre, which has been kind of dormant since at least the 80s. So we get, after this, of course, more American Pie sequels. We get Road Trip, Euro Trip, Superbad. Superbad's probably my favorite of this kind of movie. I really like Superbad.
I think Superbad really nails the vibe, although I do have a soft spot for Euro Trip.
Euro Trip's really funny. And so this genre kind of petered out around the 2010s. I think Sex Tape kind of killed this genre. They stopped really making theatrical sex comedies for a while. Also, probably the desire for movies to be less sexist caused their demise, because this is a really male-centric genre.
Oh, yeah. There has been a few attempts to sort of subvert that, as you said, with American Pie, Girls Rule, and I would say Blockers is also in that sort of vein.
Blockers is incredible. I love Blockers. Which is
a fantastic movie, but as I said, it's a subversion on this whole genre, so I don't know if I can say it's truly in the same vein as American Pie, but it is fantastic.
Bottoms is another really funny one, too, from a few years ago.
Yeah, so I was trying to look back, and because I was wondering, are we in a teen sex comedy depression right now? But, I guess they are still coming out.
I think we're more in a recession than a depression. There's still some of them, but they're the comedy in general theatrically is kind of dead anyway. But the fact that Naked Gun did really well and Freakier Friday is doing well, I think hopefully they release more studio comedies in the theater, and then maybe we'll get some more sex comedies again. But you see all these studies about how younger people don't like seeing nudity or sex in movies. So we live in a pretty sexless time for cinema. There's not even much kissing in movies anymore. They're too afraid to hold hands in a Marvel movie now.
Yes, yeah, and I think, as you said, it's whatever those studies. I don't know what the kids are smoking or not smoking nowadays, but I know teen minds are usually filled with sex. So I think it's only a matter of time until that bursts through once more.
Oh yeah. Hopefully they come back, and hopefully there's some more thoughtful movies that are kind of, less sex crimes. Or at least
we can definitely have learned a few things since then about how to treat people. And
So American Pie got pretty okay reviews. Critics liked that as an update of the sex comedy genre and how it kind of reflected modern teens, 90s teens. And but they overall did not like the gross out humor in the movie, which I can kind of get if you have sensitive tastes.
Yeah, and that's sort of the issue with any of this. It is targeted to teens. They eat that stuff up, dumb jokes, really gratuitous things that aren't anyway. So I could see why the critics would have an issue with it.
American Pie was up for 16 Choice Awards.
Oh,
it lost every category.
Oh no, it went home empty pie shell.
It lost a choice comedy to Austin Powers, The Spy That Shagged Me.
Oh, behave.
Yeah, that's I think I'm not sure which movie I like more, because Spy Shagged Me is kind of just like a rehash of the first movie. But it's still a really funny movie.
Yeah, I feel like Spy Who Shagged Me is just the one more people saw.
Yeah.
Like I think some people skipped over the first.
Yeah, there's this one crazy stat where The Spy Who Shagged Me made more money in the first weekend than the first Austin Powers movie made in its entire run.
Yeah, like stuff like that. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's American Pie. Any final thoughts?
Well, there was actually one thing I did find when I did a bit of research on this, and it was about the title. Because I was wondering what the deal with that is. Because I was wondering if there was a connection to the song by Don McLean.
Mm-hmm.
And there is, because he owns the rights to that phrase. He smartly copyrighted it when he wrote his song.
Oh.
And so I checked through a bunch of websites, and I couldn't find the exact details other than he did have to work out an agreement with Universal. So I'm sure he made even more millions since these films have come out.
Man, everyone's making money off of the pie.
The pie, there's a slice for everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone can have a slice of the pie.
How do I get a slice of the pie?
Just don't go sticking things into it, I can tell you that.
Definitely will not do that.
But yeah, this movie, total cultural iconic thing. Like, it's had callbacks to it in other things. There's been scenes parodied, like especially that first scene where he's jerking off and the parents walk in. Like it's got tendrils everywhere, even today. It was so huge, and it continues to be relevant for as dated as it feels at times.
And it does feel dated, but I still really enjoy this movie. I've seen it a lot. I can recognize how problematic it is, but it's a fun time. I think it does have some good heart in places. And
yeah. I totally agree. It's a very fun watch. It's worth revisiting. Maybe if you absolutely hated it, 10 years ago, you'll probably still hate it. But
yeah,
I think if you're like, yeah, that's all right, then it's worth checking out again. It's fun.
And the theatrical sequel, so American Pie 2, American Wedding, and American Reunion, I think those ones are worth checking out too.
Yes, the last time I watched American Pie, I did a doubleheader and watched the second one right after. Because it's just something about that. As I said, they're time capsules, and they do, at least in the second one, they had a bit more finish to them, let's say. It was a bit more well-rounded production, it felt like.
Yeah, I think it had some more money put towards it. It doesn't look as cheap as this movie does. So thank you, Jake, for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Always happy to talk pie.
Hell yeah. Maybe we'll talk more pie down the line.
Could be.
Maybe. So, so next week on MoviePod, I'm going to be joined by Anna, and we will be discussing the 1980 disaster parody film Airplane, as well as in-flight movies.
That sounds like a winning combo.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I'm excited to see what research she has for that, because it sounds like she's going to be doing a bunch for it.
Yeah, I'll check that one out too.
Great. So thanks again for coming on, and thank you, audience at home, for listening to MoviePod. Until next week, you can find me on social media at bwishart on Twitter and Blue Sky. And MoviePod socials, I'm blanking what they are right now, but I'll put them in the show notes. You can also email into the mailbag, moviepodmailbag@gmail.com. Fill up the mailbag for me, and I will answer some letters on the air at some point. Until next time, take care.